Alright, so I was at Forbidden Door last night, so we're going to do a full review on the show. I'm not going to go into the full 0 hour, I just really wanted to talk about the important match, which was Mariah May versus Hechicero. It was an Owen Hart tournament match, which means Mariah May had to win, which I was super happy about. Had Toni Storm and Mina come out, celebrate with Mariah, but also teasing their match for later on. And to start the show off, we had MJF versus Hechicero. Obviously, this was going to happen. It's always good to see MJF in the most magical place on earth, Long Island. So of course it was going to be good. MJF can never put on a bad match, but I will say this match was a good opener, and I'm kind of tired of MJF in these exhibition matches ever since coming back. So hopefully after this we get something good. Both competitors did a great job, and it was a decent opener, so I wasn't really mad about it at all. Then we had the trios match that did not have to be on this show. This felt like more of a collision or dynamite match. It was solid, but I just really didn't care for it at all. I just think that, like I said, this didn't feel like a pay-per-view match. I felt like this was not needed. But I will say I love the trio of Shibata, Joe, and Hook. I think they can really do good if they continue this trios run. I'm totally down for it. They all connect really good. So I really hope they do stick with this trios. But no more learning tree. Then we had Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr. Again, a match that really didn't need to be on the card. I understand why it was, because obviously it's Zack Sabre Jr. and Orange Cassidy, and TK loves Orange Cassidy. However, I didn't think the match was that good. Honestly, it was too much technical wrestling from Zack, but that's all he really does. He never really kicks it into high gear. However, I will say he is not a bad wrestler. I've never hated him. And he always comes out with new submissions, and that shit looks brutal every time. I'm like, dog, how many times are you going to find a different submission? The stuff that he was putting Orange Cassidy in was absolutely disgusting. And I was like, oh my God, Zack. But anyways, it was an okay match. Didn't need to be on the card. It was really a low point in the show as well. But that's just my opinion on that part of the show. Then we had another trios match, and this one was fine. Another match where I was like, this didn't need to be on the card. It's always good to see Tanahashi and Okada in a match, obviously. But this match did not feel like a pay-per-view match in my opinion. But obviously the Elite had to be in this, and they had to win just to show their quote-unquote dominance. I just feel like this was also a low point. And then this is where shit gets good. This is some great storytelling. Bryan versus Shingo was great with this storytelling. This is Bryan's final year. He wants to win the Owen. He wants to be a world champion. He wants to main event All In. And to do that, he has to go through the tournament. And the first person he had to go through was Shingo. And this was perfect. He pushed Bryan to the limit. And now Bryan got the realization of this tournament is going to be insane. Anyways, Bryan wins. He heads into Wednesday going against Pac. Great match. Another high point was the TNT Championship ladder match. This match was hectic. Of course it was. It was a great match. Obviously, Jack Perry was going to win because that's been the story. He just needed to prove himself that he can be the TNT champion, and he did that by winning this ladder match. But everybody did a great job. Apparently, Lio Rush did get injured. However, still he put on a great performance. Everybody had a good one. And then we had one of the matches I was dying for, which is Timeless Toni Storm versus Mina. This has been their best story told on AEW television. They've been building this up for so long, and it fits perfectly. Settle this at Forbidden Door for the title and custody of Mariah May. I loved how Toni Storm came in as the Statue of Liberty. I thought that was hilarious. But honestly, this match really lived up to the hype. It was really good. Toni obviously winning, and then they celebrate with all three of them. I cannot show you what they did, but just know it was actually fun to watch. Just saying. I don't know. Now they're all good for now. Obviously Mariah's in the Owen, so we'll see what happens there. But they ended on a good note. All three of them are all cool. Mariah is still with Toni and Mina for now. Don't know what's going to happen, but I really enjoyed it. Then we had Jon Moxley versus Naito for the IWGP Heavyweight title. And I'm going to be honest, this match was a bit mid, I'm not going to lie. It seemed like the crowd wasn't really into it. It wasn't bad because I don't think Naito and Moxley could ever put on a bad match. But it just felt like only people popped for the entrances. But obviously Naito was going to win. And that's all that happened from there. It was okay, but just not good enough. Then we got the match you guys knew I was fucking waiting for. My GOAT, mercedesmone versus Stephanie Vainqueur for both titles. And I think this match was actually really good and I was happy about it. But obviously, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. No biasness. I do think Mercedes is still playing it too safe when it comes to her offense. Obviously, she just came back from a career, threatening injury. So I understand why she's playing it safe. But I do know she can get better in ring because we know how good Mercedes is. And this match was okay with her, but I feel like she could have done way more. Obviously, she was going to win. And I do think with this woman that she's about to go against, that she got a huge pop and will definitely put Mercedes in the spot that we know Mercedes can be in, which was the return of Dr. Britt Baker, which she looks like she's in the best shape of her career. She looks absolutely phenomenal. Having her and Mercedes go at it, I think she's going to push Mercedes to the limit, to the point where we're going to see how good Mercedes is. However, I will say this. I got to give my flowers to Stephanie. This girl is fucking amazing. She was the MVP of this match, in my honest opinion. This was fucking great. I never knew how good she was until this match, and I was like, oh my god, this girl's fucking amazing. I can't wait until her CMLL contract expires. She needs to come to the US because, my god, she's so fucking good. I don't know how long her contract is, but she is very, very fucking talented, and she just has superstar written all over her. I cannot wait to see what she does after the contract's over. She's like the Hispanic version of Rhea Ripley. She's so fucking dominant. She's got the I'ma fuck you up and I don't care energy. I think she's fucking fantastic. Then we had the main event, Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay for the AEW World title. And of course, this was obviously going to be a match of the year candidate because it is a Will Ospreay match. These two work so well together. Being there live, witnessing this, it was fucking amazing. Everything from the reversals, every fucking move that was going on was a huge pop, and everything just felt right. And this really showed how good Swerve is as a champion. I think this match proved that he can be a world champion and be a dominant one. He needed this fight against Will Ospreay to prove it, and both of them went absolutely nuts. There came to a point where I was like, dog, I think they might put the strap on Will, which I think would have been a bad idea. But they really caught me. At some points, I was like, kick out after kick out. I was like, dog, they might just do it. But this match was fucking phenomenal. Unfortunately, Will Ospreay didn't have enough energy left in him. And this proved how dominant Swerve is and proved that he was right about Will Ospreay. He is not ready for a world title. Will does not have that will to win, do anything to win mentality. And therefore, Swerve won. Will Ospreay gets his first loss in AEW. It's totally fine. He looked dominant, and this is not going to hurt him at all. And this definitely solidified Swerve as a AEW World Champion. 10 out of 10, this match was fucking phenomenal. Got to give it to both guys. I can't wait until they run it back, man, whenever they decide to. This match was top tier. And that was Forbidden Door 2024. I'm not going to lie, the positives did cancel out the negatives of this show for me. But there were some parts where I was like, this didn't need to be a part of the card. But overall, solid show. TK can never put on a bad pay-per-view. TK is Mr. Pay-per-view at the end of the day. So I can never say a pay-per-view from AEW has been bad. However, for Forbidden Door wise, I think that's been the lowest Forbidden Door than they've done recently. But still a good show. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. What did you guys think about Forbidden Door? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you not? Let me know in the comments. Once again, this has been NezReacts, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you guys.